What's going on, guys? So I'm going to be starting a series now with each muscle group and basic, intermediate, and advanced lifts. So today it's going to be a legs workout. I'm going to show you guys 5 different basic leg movements that you can do if you're just getting into lifting. I mean, these are still good even if you are like intermediate or advanced, but when you're first starting out working out, it's good to work with machines as much as you can because you haven't built the stabilization that comes with more advanced lifting. So these are going to be all machine focused and just simple movements that you guys can do. All right, let's get to it. All right, so before any workout you do, you should always warm up. I like to do dynamic stretches as opposed to isometric. So right now I'm just kind of doing a little side stretch for my adductors right now. And another thing you can do is if you have mini bands, you can do essentially the same thing as doing squats and pushing your knees out. So right now I'm trying to force my knees inwards and pushing out with my forearms. So now I'm going to warm up my lower back. Just lay on the ground and move your hips side to side. Another warm-up I like to do is just grabbing onto like a pole or something and swinging your hips around, so you're just loosening up your hips and everything. It looks like this. Alright, so the first exercise we're going to be doing is the Smith machine squat. You'll see these supports right here. You'll see me adjust them in a minute, but even if you're not doing a whole lot of weight, it's important to set those safety supports just in case something were to happen. You kind of want to adjust them so it's just at the bottom of your squat in case something were to happen. I'm a big fan of doing 3 sets of 10, but for you guys, I would shoot for 8 to 12 reps, and we're gonna do 3 sets. All right, so I'll show you the form now. Alright, so the next exercise is going to be a leg press. I'll show you guys a different view in a minute, but one important thing to remember whenever you're doing leg press is not to let your butt come off the pad and keep a neutral spine. You'll see. So you'll come down, and then once your butt starts to lift off the pad, you know you've gone too far. So you'll see an example of a good rep right here. I have good flexibility, so I can go down deeper, but most people, your hamstrings and glutes will tell you when to stop. Alright, so your feet should be roughly like shoulder width apart, and you can point them outwards or keep them straight, whatever you prefer. Another tip to remember is whenever you're coming up to the top, don't lock your legs out because you have the risk of your knee caving in. So put the weight in your heels is to rock them at the top. So you'll see me I want to come down and my toes are off the pad. So that way it's almost impossible for you to lock your knees out. Alright, so we're going to do 3 sets and go up in weight each time. Just pick a comfortable weight that you can still maintain those 8 to 12 reps. So you should pick the weight for the first set and second set that you could probably do 15 to 20 and then 10 to 15. So then on the last set you're going to be doing 8 to 12. Alright, so just like on the last exercise, we're going to shoot for 8 to 12 reps. See that no one really promotes, but you should always do is whenever you're finished, just wipe down the equipment. Alright, so the setup on these machines can kind of be tricky, but there's just a couple adjustments you need to make. So this one lengthens, and then this one changes the range of motion and how much you want to go. It's kind of hard to show with one hand, but you get the idea. So each machine will be different, but that's the basic setup on how the lying hamstring curl is. Alright, for our next exercise, we're doing lying hamstring curls. A couple things to keep note of. Whenever you're at the bottom of it, point your toes out, and then whenever you get to the top, point your toes towards your shins. You'll see whenever I'm curling. It's kind of hard to describe, and it might be hard to see, but it'll make sense when you see it. And then another thing is what most people do is they lay flat. What I found helps to engage the hamstrings more is to actually sit up. So you'll see in a second here. So just like before, we're going to shoot for 8 to 12 reps, but we'll keep the weight the same the whole time. Alright, so the next exercise we're doing is the seated leg extension. So we're going to be doing 3 different variations of this, and whenever you're doing the hamstring curls, you can superset these if you want to speed up the workout. Alright, so just like on the hamstring curl, there's a couple different adjustments you can make. It's hard to do with one hand. Each one will be different. So this one is lengthening it, and then like I said before, this one changes the range of motion. It's kind of hard to see. So this one changes the range of motion. All machines will be different, so you'll just have to see how yours is and adjust accordingly. Alright, so like I was saying, how far to adjust your seat. You're going to want to adjust it so that whenever you're sitting comfortably, your knee will be, there should be a dot on it. It's what's known as the pivot point. So that's where your knee is supposed to be for the intended exercise. Alright, so for those 3 different sets we're going to be doing, we're going to be switching the way that our feet are positioned on the pad. So we're first going to start off with those toes pointed inwards. So the point of doing these different, pointing your toes different ways is that they target different parts of the quad. The next set we're going to be doing is pointing our toes straight. And then the last set we're going to be doing is pointing our toes outwards. Alright, so the last exercise we're going to be doing is everyone's favorite, is calves. So just like before, we're going to do 3 sets of 8 to 12, and that will wrap up this workout. Alright guys, that wraps up another one. If you liked it, like it, dislike it, dislike it. Comment, share, subscribe, you know what to do. Alright, peace.